AI Machines is a virtual assistant app. Think of a Siri, Google Now, or a Cortana, but way more sophisticated than any of these applications in terms of the ability to manage conversations and have dialogues, to be able to do things like buying things online, or doing travel planning, or scheduling meetings, or remembering tasks, or setting up reminders and things like that. Think of it as a much more sophisticated version with a human character and a 3D interface where you can actually interact with the assistant. That's really what AI Machines is all about.
So is it like a mobile-based app?
Yes, it's a mobile-based app on Android and iOS.
And so is it available now? Or
We're launching in 2 months. We're in an alpha release right now.
Awesome. So is it going to be free, or how is it? How are you guys planning to market it?
Right. So we have a freemium model. There's a bunch of features that are going to be offered as free, but then the fees are the premium services, like actually being able to do transactions, are going to be charged per transaction on a per transaction basis.
All right, so are you guys going to be cloud-based, kind of like Siri, or are you guys?
Yes, we're cloud-based. We're using AWS for our hosting needs, for our cloud needs.
So it's going to be an online application. Like
yes. Absolutely.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about since you're almost at launch, kind of like what were the challenges to get a software startup up and running and almost to launch at this point?
Right, so there's a lot of problems that a lot of startups, every startup would typically face. One is having the right team in place, committed co-founders, finding them, sustaining them, having employees that can be there, that can be committed to it, and that are interested in doing this. Plus funding, monetization strategies, technical challenges, especially in a platform like artificial intelligence, which is a very new area where there's only very few key players like Google, Apple, and Microsoft. So a lot of things become challenging in terms of having the right engineering talent. But luckily, all our co-founders are techies, and and they come with a wealth of experience in this domain. So that really gives us an edge.
So since you mentioned your co-founders, so what do you think are the key elements for a successful founding team?
I think for a successful founding team, it's very important to have founders that are passionate about what they're doing. And by passionate, I mean they're not just in it for the short term, but they're really in it for the long run. Because startup is a business where there's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of roadblocks, and until and unless you love doing something and you're really passionate about that, chances are very less that you're going to go all the way through. And you really need people with animal instinct. Like they're going to be there no matter what. They're going to continue to evolve. They're going to continue to look at the product market fit in terms of what the market needs and keep up with the dynamics and do the right thing at the right time. So that has been a challenge.
So you guys are going to think about marketing your app.
Right.
How do you guys are going to approach marketing, and also how are you guys going to make sure that you are going to get more market share or more market visibility?
Right. So one of the things is a normal launching it on the App Store kind of strategy. The other is social networking. Third thing would be email campaigns and things like that. And finally, we look for synergies with other players in this space, which is very, very critical, I think. Having the right kind of alliance where your offering sort of coincides or fits in well with their offerings is a very key thing. Having the right distribution channel or the perfect alliance partner that complements your offering, that's I think very critical, because that can just take you to accelerate your marketing effort.
So to close it, if you could go back
right.
to inception, what things would you do differently?
Being a technology company, one thing that I would love to do early on is understand the market needs and understand what kind of pain points we should focus on, and really take a deeper dive approach and then model the product versus having an MVP and then going a little further down and then looking for a niche market that will be able to need what you're developing. So I think I would do it the other way around, which is what has been a learning curve for us.